a silent language of dreams. Every night, when your eyes close and the world fades away, your mind begins to write stories. They appear without effort, strange, shifting scenes where logic bends, faces change, and emotions take on new shapes. In these quiet hours, you become both the author and the audience of a story that vanishes with the morning light. Dreams have always carried a sense of mystery. They arrive uninvited, and yet they feel deeply personal. Ancient civilizations believed dreams were divine messages, windows into the realm of gods and spirits. Egyptian priests recorded them as omens, while the Greeks built temples where people slept to receive healing visions. Centuries later, thinkers like Freud and Jung would bring dreams into the language of psychology, claiming that each one reveals the unspoken desires and fears that live beneath our waking self. Dreams speak in images, not words. They use emotion as syntax and metaphor as grammar. When you dream, you're not only resting, you're conversing with the deepest layers of your own mind. Freud once described dreams as the royal road to the unconscious. Today, neuroscientists describe them as the brain's attempt to process emotion, memory, and learning, all while disconnected from the sensory world. But maybe dreams are more than just the brain's housekeeping. Maybe they're mirrors, fragments of thought and feeling that surface only when we're quiet enough to listen. The dream doesn't care about time or place. It blends your memories, your fears, and your hopes into a story that only you could have dreamed. So what does it mean that we spend a third of our lives in this hidden realm? If every night is another chance to enter the depths of our mind, what are we being shown that we never see when awake? When you think about it, dreaming is one of the strangest things humans do. You lie still, motionless, and yet a part of you is busy constructing entire worlds. You laugh, you run, you fall, you fly, and when you wake up, the story slips away like smoke through your fingers. If dreams are a language, then each image is a word, each feeling a sentence, each symbol a translation of something buried within. Tonight, we'll begin to listen to that language. As the night deepens and the dream fades, we move from what dreams are to why they take the forms they do. The strange symbols that seem to carry meaning even when words fail. Symbols and shadows, the architecture of the subconscious. Dreams are built on symbols. They are not literal, but emotional. A locked door, a falling bridge, a familiar stranger. Each element carries more weight than it seems. The dream world is like a hidden cathedral, constructed entirely from symbols that point towards something deeper than surface meaning. Carl Jung called this realm the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of images, myths, and archetypes that all humans inherit. Across cultures and centuries, we find the same repeating forms. The mother, the shadow, the hero, the journey. A child in Nepal, a poet in Greece, and a scientist in Brazil might dream of water. And though the details differ, the emotion behind it, the sense of depth, fear, cleansing, or renewal remains the same. In this sense, our dreams are both personal and universal. They reflect who we are individually, but also what we are as a species. The sea might mean grief to one person, rebirth to another. Falling might echo a loss of control, while flying might symbolize release from earthly burdens. These symbols are not invented. They emerge naturally from the way the human mind connects meaning to feeling. Jung believed that understanding these symbols is like deciphering the architecture of the soul. Each dream offers a blueprint showing how your conscious and unconscious selves are trying to communicate. Sometimes the message is direct, a conversation with someone you miss, a replay of a memory. Other times it's abstract. You're climbing endless stairs, running but never arriving, or searching for a light you can't reach. And here lies the beauty of dream interpretation. It's not about rigid definitions, but about resonance. A symbol's meaning lives in how it feels to you. A snake could represent transformation, danger, or renewal, depending on your story. The subconscious speaks through personal metaphor, blending universal imagery with intimate emotion. So when you dream, you're not just wandering through random images. You're exploring a landscape made of your own inner life. It's a place where your fears wear masks and your desires whisper through familiar voices. How much of what you dream truly belongs to you? And how much is inherited from the timeless imagination of humanity itself? Are we the authors of these stories, or just participants in a much older narrative that runs through all of us? Once we begin to recognize this hidden language, patterns emerge. Our subconscious doesn't speak in words, but in symbols. And each symbol, once understood, brings us closer to understanding ourselves. When we start to see the connections between images and emotion, the next question unfolds naturally. What is the purpose of these nightly stories? Why does the mind insist on creating them at all? The function of dreams, healing, memory, and meaning. Dreams aren't random flickers of imagination. They serve profound functions, both biological and psychological. Scientists studying REM sleep have found that dreams help organize memory, process emotion, and prepare the brain for future challenges. In that quiet stage of sleep, the brain replays fragments of the day, weaving them into something larger, almost like editing a film. Dreams are thought to regulate emotion. When you experience fear or grief in a dream, the brain is rehearsing how to handle those feelings. It's emotional detox, an unspoken therapy session that runs every night without your permission. This may be why you sometimes wake up lighter after a troubling dream, or why certain recurring dreams fade when you finally resolve something in your waking life. Beyond biology, dreams also heal the psyche. They create a stage where your conscious and unconscious selves meet. Think of them as the mind's workshop, where conflicts are acted out symbolically so that understanding can slowly form. Jung saw dreams as the psyche's attempt to restore balance, to show you what you've ignored or what you most need to face. History is full of examples where dreams became sources of creativity and insight. The structure of the benzene molecule was discovered through a dream of a serpent biting its tail. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was born from a dream. Countless songs, inventions, and scientific breakthroughs have emerged from that mysterious state where logic loosens its grip. So maybe dreams are more than maintenance. They might be messages from the deeper self. In sleep, when our defenses drop, We meet the truth without filters, and the truth doesn't always arrive gently. Sometimes it comes as a vivid, uncomfortable scene that refuses to be ignored. If dreams are nature's way of integrating emotion and experience, then every night is a quiet act of renewal. You go to sleep fragmented and wake up, somehow, whole again. But what happens when this process becomes too intense? When instead of healing, the mind shows you your worst fears in sharp detail? That's where the shadow of dreaming appears. The nightmares, and the mirror of fear. Nightmares are the moments when the subconscious stops whispering and begins to shout. They jolt you awake, heart racing, breath heavy, leaving behind images that feel far too real. Yet even these frightening dreams have purpose. They are not punishments, but messages written in bold, meant to draw your attention to something unresolved. Throughout history, nightmares were seen as visitations from spirits or omens of danger. In medieval Europe, they were thought to be caused by demons pressing on the chest of the sleeper, the origin of the word nightmare itself. Today, we understand them differently. They often emerge from stress, trauma, or emotional tension. They are the mind's emergency signal, its way of processing fear too great for waking hours. Psychologists now believe that nightmares play a crucial role in emotional regulation. By simulating fear in a safe environment, the brain learns to manage it. It's as if your subconscious is saying, "This is what scares you. Let's look at it together." And yet, the experience feels anything but safe. The dream world can turn hostile, filled with distorted faces, endless chases, collapsing spaces. But what if, instead of running from these scenes, we saw them as invitations to face ourselves? Jung called this confrontation meeting the shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves that we deny or repress. In waking life, we avoid them. In dreams, they come alive. The monster in your nightmare might not be an external threat. It might represent anger, guilt, or grief you've buried too deep. Facing these dream figures doesn't make them disappear. It transforms them. When acknowledged, fear begins to lose its shape. You realize the monster was never there to harm you. It was a messenger waiting to be heard. So the next time a nightmare wakes you, try to see it differently. The fear is real, but so is its purpose. It's a mirror, showing you what your conscious mind refuses to see. And when that fear fades, something remarkable can happen. A dream can shift from terror to clarity, from chaos to light. It's in that space between fear and awareness that another phenomenon emerges: lucid dreaming, lucid dreams, and the awakening within sleep. Lucid dreaming is the rare moment when you realize you're dreaming and stay inside it. It's like waking up within the dream itself, fully aware, able to observe, sometimes even to shape what unfolds. For many, it feels like stepping into a living canvas where thought becomes reality. Scientists have confirmed lucid dreaming through brain scans, showing awareness during REM sleep. Spiritual traditions, meanwhile, have long viewed it as a gateway to higher consciousness. Tibetan monks practice dream yoga, training the mind to remain awake during dreams, seeing them as another layer of reality to explore and master. The experience of lucidity can be breathtaking, color sharpened, sensations heighten, and everything feels charged with meaning. You can walk through walls, fly over cities, or simply watch your surroundings dissolve into light. But beyond the novelty lies a deeper insight. Lucid dreaming reveals how easily our perception of reality can shift. To become lucid is to see how thought creates experience. Within the dream, intention alone can alter the world. What happens if that realization extends into waking life? Could awareness itself be the key to freedom from illusion, from fear, from the unconscious patterns that shape us? Some people practice techniques to achieve lucidity, keeping a dream journal, performing reality checks throughout the day, or waking briefly before returning to sleep. But the goal isn't control, it's awareness. The most profound lucid dreams aren't the ones where you fly. They're the ones where you simply see with total clarity. When you awaken inside the dream, you realize that the dream was never separate from you. Every face, every landscape, every sound was your mind speaking in images. You weren't just in the dream, you were the dream itself. And maybe that's the quiet truth behind all dreaming. Each night, the mind dissolves the boundaries of who you think you are and reminds you of something older, deeper, and infinitely connected. So as you drift to sleep tonight, remember, your dreams are not just stories. They are conversations between you and the parts of yourself you've forgotten. The dream is both the message and the messenger. When the next dream begins, don't rush to interpret it. Just observe it. Let it unfold like a quiet film made entirely of your own memories and emotions. Somewhere in that landscape, the subconscious is trying to tell you something only you can hear. And when morning comes and the story fades into daylight, know that it was never really lost. It's still there, somewhere beneath your thoughts, whispering. Every dream, no matter how strange, is a reflection of who you are. When you close your eyes tonight, you're not escaping reality. You are entering the deeper layers of it.